Seems kind of anticlimactic now. I just want to bring you up to speed on a few things. One is ridership. We're down ever so slightly in May, about 1.5%. Max ridership, again, increased during that period, partly because we're still seeing the effects of the Green Line. Again, for the new board members, when you look at ridership, you tend to look at the same month previous year because there are lots of fluctuations that occur. And in May of '09, the Green Line had not yet opened, and so some of the bump we're seeing on the MAX system is because of that Green Line opening. We're also seeing West and the West commuter rail system trips increase as well. That's something obviously we've all been expecting to be able to see. It being so job-oriented kind of travel, can't help but see its effect on the overall ridership. I think also that the free rail zone means that we're starting to see in the downtown area where people may have hopped a bus before in the Fairless Square area, now really hopping on the train, and that is a part of that effect as well. One of the things, and this is maybe particularly important for the new board members as well, but we average just about 120,000 trips a day on weekday trips on the MAX. What's quite amazing is that on Saturdays we're seeing ridership nearly match that figure with 113,000, just 7,000 fewer. And the reason I stress that is it really is a part of the fact that the MAX system is a part of the community. It's really an asset in the community rather than just necessarily how do people get to and from work. It really is a part of that. Let me mention a few other things. Since we last met, Rose Festival ridership was obviously important. The nice weather brought out a record number of riders heading to the Grand Floral Parade and other activities. We had 271,000 trips that day, so nearly a doubling, a little bit over a doubling of it in terms of what we would typically see. Overall, about a 46% increase on MAX over a typical Saturday. On bus side, we saw about an 11% increase. Again, it's one of our busiest days. Starlight Parade, we nearly had a record for the Starlight Parade. That's the week before the Grand Floral Parade. It would have gone a bit smoother had there not been a barge that was coming down the river, and the bridge had to lift for it at about 10 p.m. I want to say, is that right, Dan? About 10 p.m. And then it had trouble reseating. The bridge tender had some difficulty getting it reseated into its locked position so that trains could go over it. What happens is it's not just the one train or two trains that are affected right there. It tends to have that domino effect throughout. And although we wished that barge had not been going through, maritime law requires that the bridge must lift when there is a need, and that's what happened at what we would have probably considered the worst time on Starlight Parade night. That is, just as they were about ready to finish, and therefore people needing to get out of town. Let me turn to the safety review. Last meeting we went through some of the highlights of Phase 1, the report that we've received, reviewing the recommendations, identified 97 items that we are tracking that came out of those recommendations. We expect to receive Phase 2 in late July, and that will be Neil's responsibility, who obviously is sitting here as well, to be able to present to you and take additional actions on that. I also wanted to be able to highlight that over the next number of months, both federal stimulus dollars as well as other work is being done to be able to upgrade the MAX system. That means there will be some service disruptions. Generally, when we have to have a weekend closure of the MAX system, we put in place a bus bridge. We try to be able to have that be minimal in terms of the effect. That is, it closes. We generally close at the end of service on Friday night, early Saturday morning. It's really in the wee hours of Saturday morning. and then be back up operating on Monday morning for the beginning first runs of rush hour. So there will be places out in between the Beaverton Transit Center and Sunset Transit Center in July, and we're providing buses during that July 10th weekend. And although I think we will say something more, it is Sue's last meeting as well as mine. So with that, we'd be happy to be able to answer any questions, as well be able to address anything in the delegated authority report, which is there for your review.